It's the Solar One Sci-fi podcast.
Hello and welcome to this Solar One Sci-fi podcast. And over in my back corner is my co-host Michael Ball. Please check out his channel. Your channel.
Yes. I didn't want to interrupt
No,
your
the name of
introduction.
the name of
Co-Clad.
Co-Club. And I'm by the gods of science fiction. And this week we're going to be talking about something rather interesting. And I'm looking forward to talking about Doctor Who.
Yeah, absolutely, some interesting things. Martin, thank you for the introduction. And obviously, if you're watching my channel, please, as Martin's already said, By the Gods of Science Fiction is a great channel which focuses on all sorts of some obscure sci-fi series. Sometimes you get these lovely sort of like days out where you go through a new HMV opening and all this sort of stuff, and loads of great material. I've been following you for many years, and I love your channel. So
and I love your channel.
Well, there we go. You see, we're just
video parodies.
We're a mutually
classic comedy.
Well, that's it. I like a bit of comedy, you know. I'm a big kid. So first of all, how are you? Before we hit record, Martin has some good news about his toilet time traveller. I think it was that you've had some recognition on. Do you want to talk about
that? No, this was for another film I did.
Oh, sorry, I thought it was the. Okay,
yeah, it was 2 minutes. I'm going to one about that soon, actually. But it's one of my films that been nominated for the Kentish Town Film Festival. And I won. I came second on Sunday. I won a very expensive bottle of gin. And,
oh, okay. Are you going to make the this episode even more lively? Are you with that?
No. Oh, you can't see it. Well, no, anyway, there's an invisible certificate there. What I got? I have a certificate on the cloaking device.
Yeah, it's cloaked your head. There we go. You can get it flashes of it. You know, it was. That's good. It's good.
So that was it. I got absolutely pissed on Sunday. I could barely move yesterday, and today I just. I don't drink gin normally. I had a lot of gin.
Gin is one of the worst ones for hangover.
Yeah.
The secret is when you go to bed, have about 3 pints of just tap water or still water, and just go to bed, and it really does reduce the dehydration, which causes the hangover the next day. I know a lot of us do forget to do that, but it does make a difference.
But the thing is, I think it's age as well. It takes longer to get over a hangover now.
I don't know, does it? When you get older?
I do it. Hangover kid. Look, when I am drinking, I don't mind doing it, but I don't really drink that much. But it's the next day, man.
Well, especially if you do it on a Sunday night. At least if you do it on Saturday night, you can recover it on Sunday before you went to work. Yeah. So self-inflicted, I'm afraid, but. I suppose, you know.
I was at home all day, so that was.
Oh, okay, recovering.
Yeah. I had a fantastic time on Sunday. Very interesting. Friends came and I feel rather good about myself.
Yeah, well, I'm really pleased. I mean, it's always good. It's always good when you sort of like put something out there and it starts to get interesting.
It was an interesting weekend. I got invited down to HMV. I watched some other YouTubers down to
I saw your thumbnail about that. How was it? I'm glad it's still open them though. It's good.
Well, I don't know really. Because we're always there, and then Monday it wasn't there anymore. And
so
now it's back after 5 years.
So
it is different. It is. I mean, it's the same field. It's like an old friends come back. But
so how is it different? Is it the what they actually have in there? Is that what you mean? It's different, or just
they're selling more merchandise now
rather than just DVDs and Blu-rays, things like that.
Yeah. They've got a good section, but I went into a basement. I couldn't move vinyl. They were packed.
Yeah, I want to get back into vinyl. I've still got some of my old dad's old vinyls. We've got a whole sort of box full. They're really heavy. I'd like to. I do have an old vinyl player, but Unfortunately, at one point, the actual little needle busted, so it's not. And I need to get a specialist to actually give me the replacement. But there is something really special about putting on vinyls. I used to love it when I was
what?
younger.
That crackling
And
sound when you put the
oh
needle in.
yeah, I loved it. I mean, one of the I remember that it's always science fiction with me, isn't it? One of the first albums I bought on vinyl, which I remember playing again and again, was Jeff Wayne's "The War of the Worlds" from
Yeah.
1978. Great big, imagine the huge album with a beautiful booklet inside, with the story, with all the different images from the story, and the past and Thunder
Beautiful.
Child and all this stuff, and the tripods invading. Oh my god! And playing that on the vinyl was just very, very happy memories for me. I
And
really did
Richard
love that.
Burton's voice.
Oh well, Richard Burton's. I mean, you can't go wrong with Richard Burton. And people might not be aware of this, but I did make a whole remix of the entire. Sorry, I know I'm plugging this. Remake of the original War of the Worlds from its old demos and things like that. I had it on YouTube, and it got 200,000 views, and then it got banned. I had a copyright strike.
Oh.
But somebody on YouTube ripped it off, and it's still there, and it's still doing well. You see my YouTube channel ident at the end, which confirms it was me who did it, and it's called The War of the Worlds Retro Remix. Just Google it. It's also on Spotify, SoundCloud. I put it on there as well. And if you just want to hear a different version of a classic album, where it's all from old demos, all collated together, I'm very proud of it. I just wish that it could have. I don't know, just got some recognition for it, because it was just way of enhancing.
YouTube removed it then?
Yeah, removed it. Yeah.
No,
I didn't get.
not the other one.
No, the other one, but the other one's only had about 10,000 views, whereas mine reached 200,000. And I guess maybe because my channel was a bit bigger, it got somehow recognised by somebody. And I didn't just get a warning; I got a proper strike. So there's no way I can re-upload it.
That's ridiculous.
Now YouTube does this; they do some very, very stupid things. Or YouTube.
Have you ever tried appealing against them?
I have. I did. I tried appealing. I even tried to contact the people who actually launched the appeal. I think it was Jeff Wayne. Nothing. Jack shit. So I thought bollocks.
I did this appeal. It went over in like a minute.
I think mine took a bit longer, but it was swiftly just like
minute. That was it.
Bollocks to you. No, nothing we can do about it.
The person I had the email for that sent me never even got back to me.
I know. So it was a shame, because I spent months on that. You can imagine that this was always old demos. I not only had to get all the sounds together and mix them, I had to get them in a linear order for the story of the album.
Yeah.
And I was really fucked off about that. I was really pissed off about that.
I would have been.
But anyway, it's out there for free. Listen to it on SoundCloud. Just Google it, and you should be able to find it. Retro Remix. It's got me running away from the tripod as well. Anyway, so shall we go into our Solar One Sci-Fi news? I've got a couple of bits to talk about. Ready? All right, here we go.
Working.
Solar Sci-Fi
News.
All right, so the news this week is, first of all, things are ramping up for the Star Wars universe, the Acolyte. I'm starting to hear more and more about this new show. There's going to be some good space battle sequences with these ships, which look like they look a bit like X-wings, but they're going to be Jedi fighters. And there's some old is it High Republic, wasn't it? Was the era?
Yes.
And it looks like it's going to be good, and I'm very excited about that. I think it's going to be interesting. I don't want it to be all talk like Andor, because like I said, Andor is just not quite feeling it for me. Even though it's a good show, but as I said many times before, it's too much talk, not enough action, and I need a faster pace of Star Wars. But one person who does normally do faster pace Star Wars is Dave Filoni, who has now had a promotion. He's like the head. I don't know what the term is, but he's the person who's running. He's not the Kathleen Kennedy's still the top, but he's the one who's overseeing all the current projects of Star Wars in regard to TV and I think movies as well. And so he's the one that's going to be pushing for where they're going to go. And this is very, very good news, because I'm a big fan of Dave Filoni and what he's done so far. I mean, how do you feel about that? Are you pleased? Are you bothered? Are you different? How do you feel about it?
I'm sat on the fence with it all.
Oh yeah?
Yes. I mean, I'm looking forward to Mando. I don't know if I'm going to bother with Mando.
Oh no, I will. I am gonna.
I don't know. I probably will watch it. I'm looking forward to the Acolyte
Yeah. I'm not
because
sure
I
which
want to
is
get.
next.
I'd like to get into some intense Republic politics and that plotting
Yeah.
and schemes in the Senate, and I'd like to see all that from the Sith point of view.
Yeah, and it's the first time we've ever been this far back
It's
in
that
time.
we're going to be seeing part of the Great Plan being
Yeah,
starting
and
up.
the beginning of the yeah. So I've got a good feeling about. I might be wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
If it's like that, it's very politically, like there's interesting, fascinating plots, and it's all going somewhere, some kind of build up. I want that. I really do want that. I want to be hooked.
Yeah, absolutely. Fingers crossed. There's an actor. I think his name is Cad Bane. Was the guy in The Mandalorian he was like the sheriff, the marshal of that town. He is apparently going to be in the new Alien TV series. I only just read this about
Romulus.
an hour ago. No, I think Romulus is the film. And there's another TV series, but he's going to be in one of the aspects of the Alien franchise. I think it's the TV, not the film. Although I heard
they're not connected then.
I don't know, but I did hear today that apparently Romulus is set in between Alien and Aliens, which is quite interesting.
It's on a space station.
Yeah, but I didn't know what time period it's going to be in respect of the other Alien movies. But it's going to be in between Alien and Aliens, so that's quite an interesting point because at that point,
we want colonial marines.
I don't know. I hope so. I mean, I don't know how it's going to be done, but there will be people aware of the alien or the xenomorphs by the point in this movie because of what happened in the first movie. So it's early stages, but I'm very excited because I love the Alien franchise. So
apparently it's going to be a Predator film. It's going to be set, I think, during the First World War.
Oh, okay, all right.
It's from the same people that did Prey. I was reading something.
Yeah, I quite like Prey. I thought Prey was pretty good actually. So
she wouldn't have stood a chance against that. And she wouldn't have done what with a tomahawk on a piece of string.
I know, but who cares?
On the
it was
tomahawk
fun.
on a piece of string.
And I like the redesign. I like the redesigned Predator. I thought the
1987, a crack elite squad of highly trained special forces go in the jungle and they'll get wiped out. That's army.
Yeah.
And yet she's flying a tomahawk around on a piece of string.
Yeah, I think I liked it more than you did. What did you rate it? We didn't actually reviewed it, did we?
No, I did like it. I liked the look of the Predator, and I thought it was all right. But I think it might have been.
You're thinking about the realism of it, actually, where it went.
Not just the real. I think it might have been better if it had been a tribe of Indians that trapped it and brought it down. Like there was just more than her. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's because it's a. Do you think it was a pro sort of feminist, sort of female, sort of lead character thing?
I'm not going down that road. There's nothing wrong.
I love it. Every time I go there, it's like the shutters come down. It's like I'm not going there. I love it. That's great. That's brilliant.
No, because I don't want them all outside.
No, I know. I mean, they're already knocking on my door 5 days a week now.
Well, after what you said the other week on Aliens 3.
Oh, what did I say? Oh no, actually, maybe I should.
There's posters of you all up the north.
Stop it. Oh no, the northern thing. Yeah, but they've got further down to come, haven't they? They've got like feminists around the corner or something. Getting anybody from like Newcastle or Leeds or something. So what else have we got news? Oh, I saw, and I've not seen any more For All Mankind because so far episode 1 is boring as shit. I will watch it, but I haven't got round to watching that. I can't think of anything else major news-wise. Obviously, we're going to talk about the new Doctor Who. Actually, should we go to the discuss the new Doctor Who because that's come back. I've seen it. We actually on the Saturday we both texted each other. We were looking for the woke factor of it, and there was some boxes ticked again, which I thought there would be. But just generally, what did you think of the episode 1, the Star Beast, this new era?
Well, I want jumping for joy at the end of it. I read on Facebook some people, and that's their opinion, said Doctor Who's back.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Yeah.
no, oh, it's great, it's back, you know, and that's what they probably thought. But I sat there, and what it should have done is it should have blown the gate off.
Do you remember?
But it just walked through the gate. It just managed to get through the gate.
Yeah, it got through the gate. I mean, a good example
Yeah.
of when it really came back well was the 11th Hour, the first Matt Smith episode. After, and I remember watching that episode, and I was pretty blown away by that one. This one, it was okay. I thought it was all right.
No, I'm not knocking it.
I know it was all right. It was a middle ground for me. I didn't dislike it. I didn't absolutely love it. I think it's the most wonderful thing ever. I thought David Tennant, of course, he was very good in what he did. Who's the actress who plays?
The comedian.
I can't think of her name. Catherine Tate. Catherine Tate. She was fine. Yeah. What I read apparently that she said that doing this Doctor Who has been one of her most favourite things she's ever done, which I thought was a nice compliment. So she's obviously really enjoys doing it. And yeah, it was all right. I did like the new TARDIS, which I thought was a lovely.
Oh, I loved the TARDIS. I thought the TARDIS
see
was
that.
spectacular.
I didn't think we'd see that until the beginning of the Shooting Gatwa era, but it was nice. It came along early.
It was spectacular.
It would have been good for wheelchairs to go on the TARDIS. There was lots of slopes which would be good for wheel-based transportation of people. I'm just saying.
Where would they put a ramp? So would it be like a ramp on a bus?
Well, yeah.
When you say ramp come outside a bus, or would it have been one that
it was definitely built for people with mobility issues. And I'm saying that because you think of the Peter Capaldi where it was all steps and things like that, and it was missing. But that's fine. It's good. It might be a bit. I'm just saying. Just you know what I mean. I'm just saying. Just an observation.
It's like this is where you've got to be careful what you come out with now, isn't it?
I'm just an observation. I'm just.
No, I'm not on about both of us, but they were going on about Davros and how offensive it was.
Yeah, well, you know what I think about that from last week. I'm not going to go on there again.
And I'm totally backing you. I totally back you on that. I do. But yet again, they put a woman in a wheelchair with a rocket launcher.
Yeah. It was like the Mandalorian, but not quite, but in a wheelchair.
But it's the hypocrisy of that. It's quite.
It's the message again. This is what I hate about BBC stuff, you know. And of course, and also Donna's daughter was trans as well, which again.
Was she?
Yeah, she was trans. Did you get the things about her not being accepted, and one of them people shouting at her and calling her Jason and stuff because there's a lot of that.
I didn't know.
Oh, yeah, that went up. Yeah, that was there. Yeah, that was there. So so basically, the BBC box with the sheet with the little boxes to tick, they did tick some off. I'm just saying they ticked the boxes, and they didn't need to tick boxes.
Yeah, I counted. I think I got 3.
Well, I got the trans, I got the wheelchair, and I got the disabled access for the TARDIS. That's 3.
And the feminism thing as well.
There's one bit where there was a they bit, I think. So there's 3 or 4 boxes ticked here. We've got to do the tick box quota, Doctor Who tick box quota per week. So this week I'm going to give it 4 ticks. Okay, for episode.
I got 3. I got 3.
I think there was 3 or 4. So yeah, I'm going to say 4. All right.
I mean, it wasn't so bad. I mean, most of it. I thought it would be worse. When I was watching it, I thought, here we go. Right, and that was like within the first 10 minutes, you know, and then
that's why I texted you.
I sort of ignored it, and my phone went ding, and I picked it up. I thought, it's right. And then a second one came, my phone went ding, and I thought, tick. And then I texted you, I think on 3rd, and then I got another one. Yeah. So I think there were 4. But it wasn't. I didn't mind it. It wasn't. I mean, I've seen some reviews by some YouTubers. Really,
I think it's been relatively okay.
really
It's not been too
bad.
bad. Oh no, I don't think it
didn't
deserves
it was
that.
bad.
No, he doesn't.
It wa-
No.
There were no coffee table that was going to go up in the air.
I thought there would have been as well.
Yeah.
I think that's
But-
going to come along though. I think by the Christmas special, I think your coffee table would have been kicked into orbit of Mars. Let's just put it that way. On Christmas Day, just to warn you.
You mean the building it?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
yeah.
don't know. I mean, I read something what Capaldi said today on my phone.
Oh, he doesn't
He
say he's
said
not going to come
he-
back. He's not going to come back.
No, but he has turned around and said in the programme's defence, I read some on Facebook, find it, I'll send it to you.
All right.
He
Yeah.
said some people, hating on Doctor because, she was a female, and it worked. And
I
he
didn't
said
mind her. I didn't mind
it
her.
works. It works with Michelle Gomez as Miss, and he said people have got to understand. He said that Doctor Who is very good, but it's not 1960s anymore. It's 2023. That's what he said. He said if you don't, and he said you don't have to watch it.
Yeah,
and he said that. Somebody put the quote up on Facebook today.
I actually.
I mean,
didn't
does he have a
mind.
point? Is he right? Or?
Yeah, but there's a level, and I think that the problem is that it goes too far. I am all in favour of Jodie Whittaker. I think that the actress is fine in other roles. I think I don't think she was the best cast actress to be the Doctor. She felt a bit overshadowed by the companions, I've always thought. And I said this to you before.
There were too many. There were
There was too
too many.
many, and I didn't dislike her, and I actually, which often happens, that once they've gone and somebody else has come along, I tend to warm to them more afterwards. I mean, I remember when the first Peter Capaldi came over for the first season of the series, I really didn't like him very much. He was very brusque.
Oh, I
very
did.
different. No, I didn't like him at first.
I loved him. I loved him.
I look at him now, and I think he's one of the best. I think he's a fantastic Doctor. I really, really liked him.
He's awesome.
But it took me a while to warm to him. It is now, but back then I had an adjustment period. Kind of thing.
Look, I mean, some of my friends they agree with you, and I think he does have a point. No, it's 2023. Attitudes have changed. And I'm not saying that. I agree. I think they're all right. On Saturday, they weren't too bad with it.
I think it was
It
all
was
right.
there.
Yeah, it was.
It
yeah,
was
but
there.
it was.
But it
They got
wasn't
the
like-
right level. They got the right. I
Yeah.
personally don't think they need it at all. But if they had to do
No.
it, I think it was
No.
all right. I
No.
think that's
No.
my.
But it's on this week, isn't it? It's on this Saturday.
On Saturday and then next Saturday.
I mean,
We've got
we
3
we
weeks
could-
of it.
We could be building to it. There's Christmas Day, isn't there?
Yeah, we got another 2 weeks, and then about a week or two after we got the new guy. So yeah, and that's when, like I said, your chair's going to enter Uranus. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Well,
to me, it was like a tribute episode. It was like, let's get the past characters, and bring them all back together in this weird situation. And it sort of works, but it didn't get it
There's
through.
one
the game.
thing. There's one thing I was thinking about today about it, and this is one problem. The end of time when David Tennant left, it was such a great episode, and he was fighting. He didn't want to leave. I don't want to go. There's all this new stuff, kind of a bit undermine his first death as the 10th Doctor to come back again, the same place as the 14th, or am I just being...
Yeah, but they've done this. They've done this to save it.
Yeah, they've done
That's
this.
the
And
only reason
the only
they've done
reason is to get the classic, well, not classic, but new who loved the David Tennant era back into watching it, and the only way they can do that, not going straight to the new guy, doing, as you say, they've got to do the David Tennant, because he's still probably the second most popular Doctor ever after Tom Baker.
Yeah.
Which is
And
why
I mean, to be honest, if we had 14 weeks of David Tennant, I could sit there quite happily watch 14
Oh, I wish
weeks
they
of
would.
it.
I wish they would.
And suppose we're getting 5 minutes or something, we're so glad. But
Well,
that's
this is
to ease you in.
Oh, yeah.
All this.
Yeah.
It's for his regeneration for the new guy. What all this is about.
It's
not about
exactly,
anything else.
No, this is what the whole thing is about.
And that's what worries me.
But it's clever. It's a clever idea.
Of course, it's stuck a genius because they've never done it before.
But it's a bit like cheating, isn't it?
Desperation as well.
Yeah, it's cheating though in many ways. I think. In
his 50-year history, when has he ever regenerated into the same person?
Never.
And then suddenly, last New Year, she stood there on that cliff, and it was David Tennant, and we were all stunned.
Yeah, but I loved it.
We all knew.
I did like it.
It was fantastic.
Yeah, it was.
But if she'd have just changed into the new guy, would it have worked?
I don't know. I think that they are really. I'll give them their due, right? Because, this has been on again for 18 years. It started back in 2005, and they have really tried to keep it going. And in some ways, I do feel it needs a break. It needs another 10 years away. And this is like the last chance of a reboot. It's like they've had a computer going. It's been going and going, and then they're trying to restart it because it keeps crashing. And this is, they've got one more press of the reboot, one more restart of the computer, otherwise it's going to completely crash. And it's on its last reboot.
Yeah, I totally agree with you.
That's the way, it's the analogy of the way I see it. And,
the new series, hang on. Oh.
I heard a sound. What was that sound?
Oh, yeah, I don't know what's going on there. My Xbox Series X, it's just started a film, and I don't know why.
I just heard one little.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all right.
Weird. I don't know why.
That's all right. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
Sorry. The whole thing of it is, I enjoyed it, and I'm going to enjoy it next 3 weeks. I think they'll be all right, but it is sort of desperation, is this?
Yeah, but I kind of think that a bit as well. And it's, I don't know. Like I said, I feel like with the Star Trek franchise, where Discovery was very, very tick-boxy, and they've got it kind of just about right now with Strange New Worlds, and they've got it pretty good with Picard. They've got past that. The Doctor Who is behind, is going through this transition, which is the kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I mean, Discovery, like you said, but it missed. Then Strange New Worlds come along, changes the whole ballgame.
Yeah, exactly.
The pilot episode alone is one of the best Star Trek pilots I've ever seen. But then we got Picard season 3, which did work.
Absolutely.
And so it's been, they finally worked it out. I think we're on the right track now. What they need is legacy. We don't know when this new guy comes in on Christmas Day. Is he going to carry this on?
I'm worried about it. If they can't even show Davros in his true form, what are they going to do with it? I'm much more worried about Doctor Who than I am about Star Trek. I think I'm not so worried about Star Wars. Either.
Well, do you think the new guy's capable of carrying it off?
I can't say. I've seen.
The only thing I've seen him in, I saw him in Barbie. He was in that.
Yeah, but he was actually, an Adventure in Space and Time from 10 years ago. They reshot.
Oh, that's years ago.
No, they've repeated it this week, and they changed the ending. Right. They changed the ending to have the new Doctor shooting up was 15th Doctor. In the scene, the other scene where we see Matt Smith, who looks at the first Doctor, they've changed it, and so we see. So what they've done is to make it contemporary. They re-edited the ending for the almost current Doctor, and rather than leaving the old Matt Smith version from 10 years ago. And he sort of he looks at the first Doctor, and he's holding the console, and he sort of gives him a wink. And I don't know. I can't judge him. I've not seen any footage, so...
No, I can't. Yeah. I know he's got a series on Netflix. I've never seen it.
Oh, is it not Sex
Education or something.
Yeah. I don't fancy that.
But he's a theatre actor. He's quite a big theatre actor, so,
Yeah.
That's good for your credentials if you're a theatre actor. So.
I don't know whether he's quite sort of flamboyant or whatever. I know that.
I don't know.
I'm not going to judge him. That's not fair.
Are we seeing a full episode of it on Christmas Day?
Yes.
Right, so we're getting the
So
pilot
what
episode.
we got is we've got 2 more episodes in the
Right.
next 2 weeks. The second episode, David Tennant's going to regenerate again at the end. Then we are going to have the 15th Doctor, and then we'll see it on Christmas Day. So it's a lot of stuff coming on. I'm quite excited about it. I'm just a bit worried about where they're going about it. I'm just a bit like.
And now the big question is, what did you think to me?
I actually, the character reminded me a bit of Gremlins, where it's more like a sort of like big white albino hairy gizmo who turns into a big white hairy gremlin.
Horrible with it. Yeah, Meg's been around.
I know,
for years.
70s. Yeah, Tom. Yeah, I know. It's a classic comic character or something. So
Yeah,
it's all right. I mean,
I was surprised when I saw it because I thought I know that I've seen that before, and then when he said Meg, it all sort of came back to me. I thought, oh bloody hell, I read that 20 odd years and longer.
One thing I liked about it was they had quite a lot of humour in it. It was quite a funny episode. Like Donna Novel's mum was great because she was trying to keep everybody away, separate from the Doctor, because obviously she knows about the meta crisis and all that sort of stuff. I like the way that was resolved with Donna's daughter, Rose, because she took half the element of the meta crisis, it diluted it so that they could survive it. I thought it was alright. There's elements of it I like.
It got through the gate, didn't it? It got through the gate. I was expecting a lot more, you know, but we did get the hints of the villain at the end.
Well, that's going to be the what's the character? What's the actor? American actor?
Celestial Toymaker.
Yeah, but what's the actor that plays him? He's been in loads of stuff. I can't think of his name.
David
Hyde. Is it David Hyde Pierce?
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to be quite good. I think he might be quite interesting.
Yeah, because they said there's somebody else that who I work for, and they're going to come for you.
I think
that person's behind all this anyway.
I think we're going to get some big surprise next week because they're not telling us much at all about it.
No.
And there's a few pictures which are showing that the TARDIS crashes in some sort of lab or some sort of spaceship area, and there's just a few shots. They're being very secretive about next week, so I think we're going to get. Yeah,
the build is going to. All this is going to be in 3rd episode. That's
but I think but I think episode 2 we're going to get some big surprise of some sort. I reckon we might even get some classic character coming back. I don't know what.
Yeah, but I think episode 3 is going to. That's where they're going to put all their effort into it.
And
get you for Christmas Day, yeah.
Last thing before we go into our focus, could you see that there's a bit more money thrown into this episode?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, the effects were really upgraded.
Yeah, and the intro was.
I like the streets of London with the lava with the dagger drive.
Yeah. Reminded you a bit of the.
That was very good.
Reminded you of like an updated Time Machine from the 1960s when they had lava coming through the street and that sort of scene.
And but the TARDIS set that's Disney money, isn't it?
Yeah. It looked good.
When I saw TARDIS, I was like, I have to say, that is impressive. They've built some set there.
And what about the revised theme tune? Did you like the sound of it? Did it sound alright?
Yeah, it didn't bother me. When I watched it, I just sort of just floated through it, really.
Yeah, I floated through it too.
I didn't hate it or despise it. I saw some reviews yesterday, really panned it. But for me, I just floated through it. There was nothing special about it. I just floated.
It wasn't like the Walks to Mars or anything, was it? Where it's like one of those sort of ground. You know what I mean?
You remember when he did them 4 epic?
Yeah. The 4 specials.
One of them were incredible, weren't they? Especially
it wasn't to those levels. It wasn't up to those levels.
That's what I would have thought we would have got with it. Was something on that level. You know, where you think roll on next week.
I am looking forward to next week. I am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not there yet. But it's okay.
No.
It's
only episode 1.
It's only episode 1. We've got 2 more, and then once we've actually done all 3 episodes, we'll then do a proper review of this short era, in the next few weeks as well. Because I want to sort of maybe.
What do you want to give it then? 10.
6.5, 7.
Yeah, I was thinking 7. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give it.
It should have been a 9. It should have been a 9.
Yeah. I can't give it any higher than that.
7.
But yeah. It was all right. So we'll rate it next week, and it should be good. Right, on that note, we've got another film to rate as well. Something which I am really glad I've seen. So I look forward to this. So let's go to the jingle, and then we'll review a really good modern recent film. Here we go.
It's the
Solar Sci-fi Focus
of the week.
Alright, so this week we are talking about a film which is actually a very recent film. It's from 2023. It is actually directed by Gareth Edwards, who I know him best for directing Rogue One, which was a very, very good movie. And it is a science fiction action film produced and directed by, obviously, Gareth Edwards, who co-created the screenplay with Chris Welch. It stars John David Washington, Gemma Chan, Ken Watanabe, Sturgeon Simpson and Alison Janney. And it's a film set in 2070, 15 years after a nuclear explosion, with regard to, basically it's about the ramifications of a bomb going off in Los Angeles because of AI, which is obviously a great problem. And that is, of course, The Creator. Now, Martin has mentioned in recent episodes that he had seen it, and I was lucky enough to watch it last weekend, and oh boy, was it a film I'm really glad to see. So before I give all my opinions, because you've seen it before me, what did you think about The Creator, Martin?
I thought it was superb.
I really did. I really liked it.
I would say it was with a friend of mine and me. I met her outside cinema and we went in, and I watched it. And it was just, it's after all crap, after all failures of all these big films this year.
Yes,
Flash, Indiana
Jones. I know that's new. Are you going to say that one?
The other ones that have been all flops.
Yeah.
Budgets of hundreds of millions on all flops.
This was a much smaller budget. I'll tell you about it in a minute after you give me your
opinion. It's an independent budget as well.
It was.
And I was sat in, and I thought, is it going to be like Interstellar, that sort of level?
Yeah.
All that. And the minute it started, I was completely hooked on this film. And when it began, a bit of it with Robot, it reminded me of Elysium. I don't know if you've seen that. There were moments that reminded me of that.
Yeah.
And I was just hooked. I was fascinated by that flying aircraft carrier with lights.
I love that thing. It's sort of this weird light beams coming down.
Yeah. And he's on a special mission. And he goes into that bunker because AI's. Well, I think the AI
it's like the Eastern Province or something. This part of the world, they are okay with AI and they use it together. And of course,
America, they live in Eastern Provinces.
Yes, and basically America has banned AI in any way, shape, or form.
After the nuclear explosion,
which was a very clever.
Which the twist was quite interesting.
I know. I never saw any of this going along. I mean, let me just say. There are spoilers in this review, so if you've not seen it, because it's a very recent movie, then please watch it first and then come back, because otherwise you're going to get stuff spoiled. Yeah. So just give that quick shout out before you continue. I just love the way it went. I just.
Well, it's when that special squad went in, and to get this AI weapon.
Yeah.
And it's a child.
Yes. What's the term of it? The
like
mother, what was it?
Synthetic android child.
Yeah, but there was a name for this particular thing. Sorry. Yeah, it wasn't The Creator. There was another word for it. But anyway, carry on what you're saying. Go on.
And it was a child. I mean, you're expecting something like, I don't know, something big, and it's not just a little kid watching TV that's got the power to shut the planet down.
Yeah.
He could shut the planet down, obviously, when he gets,
There's a she, wasn't it? It was a she, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Of course.
And when he with that woman, he went into that affair he had with her, and she were part of. She was the one who was the resistance all
I
along.
know, the whole time, yeah.
And he didn't know, even though he'd been sent in to kill that person. It was her, and he
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And then something happened to her. She got killed. And they uploaded the
Well,
conscience.
she wasn't fully killed. We thought she was killed.
No, well, they uploaded the conscience, didn't they?
Well, no, yeah, but her body was also, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Her body was in a coma, but she was
in a
also-
coma. Yeah,
yeah.
even AI couldn't fix her.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly.
And it was just this film was coming in from so many avenues.
Oh my god! And like that, even that bit just going on about the fact is that they couldn't terminate her life because they could not kill, and in the end, it's the AI who were the goodies, and it was the Americans who were the bad. Oh my god! This film was just absolutely. Oh god! There's so many things.
Well,
about
it's
this.
when that android said to him, he said, "We never let the nuke off. It was an accident."
Yeah, it was an accident. I know.
Oh,
I didn't see any of this. The way they were.
No, I
oh
did.
my God.
Because my impression that they were the baddies. That's
Of course.
what
And
I
you
went
thought
in
the same
with.
as I did. No.
Yeah, and then
Right.
suddenly this explosion in LA wiped it out.
Yeah.
It wasn't them that did it. They were trying to stop it.
Yeah. And then
It was an accident.
Oh.
And I
Absolutely
thought, are you
fantastic.
kidding me? And I was like, wow. And I
Oh.
was just nuts. And the film, it's just spot on. But that flying ship thing, just absolutely fine. You know, when you always like, there were these shots of it when you looked up at it like that. And it was just like
Just
hovering in
glides
air
over.
yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
it was,
with them lights, with them lights.
There were tracking beams, tracking laser
Yeah.
beams.
And-
Looking for
and I
AI.
was so transfixed
I
on that.
tell you, that's it. This, I have to say, I know I'm not going to give the actual rating yet, but this is the best film I've seen in a long.
Best film this year.
Oh yeah, way, probably the best film in the last 2 or 3 years. As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah,
I
definitely.
absolutely fucking loved it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
That's why.
It was-
That's why.
Oh
I
my
said you
god.
need to watch this.
I
You need
know,
to-
but I mean, no, I mean, June last year was the best film I think from last year. This was better
I
than
didn't
June.
mind you.
This
I
is better
didn't
than
mind
June.
that,
Yeah, I
wouldn't-
didn't mind June.
Oh
either.
yeah. Oh yeah.
But
This
I'm saying
is
this is
far
better than
better
that.
than
This
June.
is better than June
Yeah,
Part 1.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, anyway. I mean, I was just reading here. It said here that the actual movie, it had a budget of $80 million. The box office, it got $104 million. So I don't know about advertising, but at least it wasn't a flop. And it's
No,
there
he
was some
didn't
reviews
do
of-
that well in America, but outside of America, he did really
I
well.
don't know whether that box office, it's only the States box office where, but this was only released on the 29th of September 2023.
Yeah.
So this is been out for less than 2 months. You know, the actors involved with it, I mean, I didn't know a lot of the actors involved with it, but apparently it was actually filmed in the UK as well.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought the whole thing was really clever. It really went directions I didn't think it was going to go. I like it. Just had some scenes. The little kid, the actress who played the little girl, was really good, really good. I mean, and there was that. Remember that scene where they were sort of like they were there was a bridge and there was this ship that's
Yeah.
American ship, like tank thing, and they had these like running bombs. And they're like dum dum dum
Yeah.
dum dum dum
Yeah,
dum.
fantastic,
And, it was kind of,
yeah.
and then the second one got stopped because she, what's her name, Alicia or something? I can't remember her name now. She managed to stop it, but then eventually it got going again.
Yeah.
But oh my god, there was just so many things about it, which really threw me. I'm just trying to think of the actual character. What was the name of the girl? Let's see what she was called. What's her name? Yeah, I just thought it was a very clever movie. I tell you what, it did remind me a little bit of iRobot, at least with an AI technology. Where
Yeah,
there was a slight, not a lot, just a very.
Yeah, I know.
vague-
I thought that.
Oh, you
And
thought that as
it
well?
reminded me. There were like moments of Elysium in it as well.
Yeah, I've not
It-
seen
it was-
Elysium. I've not seen
Yeah,
Elysium.
it
unfortunately.
was the robots how they lived when the scenes like with these like there was certain, I know where you're coming from. It remind
Yeah.
just small elements that were in there.
Yeah, and
But I've seen it. I've seen it several times.
I'm
and
going to watch it again. I'm going to get my family to watch it. It was
when I
that
watched
good.
it, when I watched it at home for the first time,
Yeah.
I watched it on a Sunday, and I was completely enthralled with it.
Yeah.
I honestly, I was, mate. I thought, and because I've got a big TV, it was like the ship. I just locked onto that ship all the time, and the noise it made as well. That dum dum dum. You know, with the tracking lights.
It was. It reminds me a bit of some of the sounds of the War of the Worlds in 2005.
Yeah.
The tripods walking along without talking.
And I thought the acting was solid.
Acting was
The
great.
characters have depth.
Everybody involved with this production was brilliant. I honestly, I don't think I could fault it. It was the right length.
Best
the
film
right
in the last
action.
couple of years.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That cost 80 million quid.
And then I watched Indiana Jones, which is a steaming pile of boring shite.
A quarter that cost 300
That's about 3 times
million.
as much. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they did that for 80 million quid. They made that.
And Indiana Jones was what, 250, 260, something like that?
Yeah, Flash. 350.
Yeah, I never saw the Flash.
Flop. Didn't even get the money back, and then somebody spent 80 million on that, and they
it
created
looked really
that.
good. It looked like a great production. I can't seriously. It was you know, you don't just need to fill a film full of CGI. Yeah, loads of CGI.
No, you don't.
But it just looked right. It was just the right amount. It's just everything about the way they did it.
The story was so engaging.
Honestly, I know we are being overly nice about this movie, but I can't help it. I don't care. I fucking loved it. I thought it was really, really good film. You know, I just.
It's been one of the best things. It's been one of the best movies in the last 10 years.
I wish I'd seen it at the cinema. I'm sorry, I still haven't been to the cinema since before COVID, and I thought to myself, when it's finished, the credits are coming in. I thought to myself, God, I wish I'd seen this in the cinema. I really, really wish I'd seen it with. I know it's great at home.
Well, I was surprised.
TV.
I was surprised. You know, and. Well, like when I went to see Barbie, I was surprised with that. I was expecting something really bad, and I ended up walking out of the cinema, and I thought that were really bloody enjoyable. That, and I'm not ashamed to admit it was a bloody.
Yeah, no, I mean, the thing is,
I was surprised. I was surprised at myself.
At some point, I will try and watch it. I mean,
I'm using it as an analogy. I went in to see it. I was expecting the worst from it. And I walked out.
I thought it'd be a bit like sort of like a 6 or 7, a bit like that Doctor Who episode. I thought it'd be right. But this is way above all that.
I went in because I saw Oppenheimer, and that bored me shit.
Yeah, well, I'm never going to watch that because I've heard the same. I mean,
honestly, and I was expecting it were going to be along that sort of line. Highly intelligent film, but absolutely boring. Yeah. And I sat in there, and within the first 10 minutes. I was hooked because there were so many things hit about. You got all his life, that fanatical general, the kid, experience, emotion, that ship, the whole scope of this 10-year history of this war, and the politics. I love the clips when they made all the news. It starts
off at the beginning like an old sort of 50s sort of like robot thing about and then it gets.
And I was hooked. I thought. And I think it ran for about 3 hours. And, you know, I walked out of that cinema thinking about that film. And I watched it at home. And I thought, this is amazing, this film. Absolutely amazing.
Really, really great. I think it's a really, really good film. I mean, do you think, it's not been a major success. Do you think there's anything, I suppose they couldn't really do anything in respect of a sequel, really, could they? Or what do you think they could do this?
Do you think there should be a sequel?
I just, you know what, I just wondered financially whether they might have the incentive because it wasn't a flop and it wasn't a huge success, but most of the big films this year that we've heard about, they've been major flops. So it may, but no, to answer your question, probably not thinking about it.
I think it should be left alone.
Yeah, I kind of. Now you've asked that, I think you're right. Why,
but the scary thing is, there might be some people out there thinking, "Oh, we could make a TV series out of this."
Probably. They normally think of something to make it out of TV.
But what were interesting in it was, for me, is that normally it's the AI that's
Is
the
the bad
baddies.
light. This is the clever twist.
That was the clever
This is
twist.
like
but
this is
also-
actually. It reminds me of what they probably are trying to do with AI in the future, where
Yeah.
AI is intelligent, but it has its rules it has to stick by, and rather than Skynet, where it goes out of control, it destroys
Yeah.
itself. It was very clever. It was the other flip side of the coin.
yeah, but we were the
We were the baddies. We were the
We
worst
were the
ones.
baddies. That's they because they were evolving. They were
Yeah.
becoming sentient.
But they were also evolving in the eastern province, or what's called, because
Yeah.
they were still allowed to coexist, whereas in the western, that 10 years of discontinuity after the nuclear bombing of Los Angeles made
Yeah.
us even more distrustful for them in respect of the fact that they're evolving. So
Yeah, because they're a new race. They
Yes,
are a new
a
race,
new race of
and they've
artificial
got a right to
intelligence.
exist.
Yeah,
And they were
and they were
peaceful.
persecuted. They were persecuted.
Yeah, they were.
By
And that's
Western.
I've never. I thought this. That's what intrigued me. I thought, hang on a minute, because in the trailer you're thinking like they're the ones. Because there was that female officer. She wanted to destroy them all, didn't she?
Yeah. But at the
They
beginning,
were
of the
fanatical,
film,
weren't she?
what was so clever? The first 20 minutes of the film, you thought they were all the goodies,
Yeah.
and it slowly turns it up. And the way they did it, the way it slowly,
Yeah.
you get to see the other side and realize that the Americans, which is unusual for American films to put themselves in a bad light.
Yeah.
That's and also again, as you just said, the AI. It's unusual to have it in that as the good side, and it's just a very, very clever twist of things.
But what the
about
magic of the film did when you looked at the AI android synthetics, and they had that hole in their head.
Yeah.
I never thought about that. I saw them as people.
Yeah.
I didn't think I knew what they were, but when I'm watching it, it's not like a Terminator. It's all.
No.
They had feelings when they were like the faces, even though they had that ring thing.
Some of them didn't have faces. Some of them had more of a robotic sort.
Yeah.
But I don't matter. I just thought.
But they were all very. They all had feelings, and they were. And I mean that warrior, the AI warrior, what he meant. He was very. He was like a human being, like a decent. I actually, when he died, his character. I cared about these.
I did care about the character because of the way that
cared about them.
You got to care about them through the way
I
that
did.
the
I
movie was
couldn't.
done.
Because when I saw that general and that officer, she wanted to kill them all. She got killed.
Yeah.
I looked at them and I just didn't like them. I thought that I know they're meant to be goodies, but they were the baddies.
Yeah.
If you put it in that term, because and then we got the scene when that AI said to him, he said, "We never nuked LA. They've covered it up. It was an accident. We got blamed for it."
Yeah. That was
and
clever.
like,
hiding their own mistakes, humanity's mistakes, and they thought they had used them as a scapegoat.
yeah, basically, yeah, because one of their weapons accidentally went off in some silo.
Yeah, and they blamed
And that's what all this was about. And
that's the whole issue. The whole thing was a mess up because of a mess up.
Yeah, brilliant. And it works. I remember I got a text off you last week. And
I know.
Said, I've just watched it, man. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, I'm really
have been blown away by this. This has probably been one of the best films I've seen. Probably since we've been doing the show together. I just think it's really.
When I'd
really
seen trailer for it a couple of times in cinema, and I wasn't bothered about it. I thought,
it looked alright. It looked okay.
Yeah. That was my approach.
It like, oh my god, I've got to see this kind of thing.
No, it was like, oh, I've seen this before. Evil robots and little kid that's going to come Skynet or whatever, and he's going to stop it. And that's what I thought. And then when I actually went to see it, that was a sneaky thing. The trailer undermined the film. And when you saw the film,
it was like...
I
agree about that, yeah.
And when you saw the film, it was 10 minutes I was up. So I thought, what the hell is
I was
going
too.
on here?
I think when that first saw that ship with the laser beams and then running,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that
I
sound,
love
I
that
thought,
shit.
yeah, that was it. And then in the end, the ship gets destroyed, and they got there. And unfortunately, the lead character gets killed off. And a really cute scene at the end with the AI little girl Alfie. She just giggles, and it fades out. I just thought, oh, that was so cool. I just thought, yeah, I love that. I just got some fun out of it. I just thought it was a weird film.
Did you like the ending where he died? He sacrificed himself.
I could see that it was poignant. I think it's a shame he got killed.
Really? Did you find that?
Yeah, I mean,
No, I respect what you're saying. I'm interested why you found it poignant.
Well, no, because in the end,
That scene when the ship's coming down, it's all and she's inside the robot body now,
yeah,
and they both run into each other, and then he saves the AI kid.
Yeah,
But he's found her because he just wants her, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
Then they
that's all
both
he cares about. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted them both to survive. I just think it would have. I understand what you're saying, poignant.
Yeah.
But my friend, she was with me, and I think she sort of went for your point of view of ending.
Okay.
It poignant. I said, well, it would have been that after all that he'd gone through. I just wanted a happy ending for him, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it probably would have been.
But I understand what you're saying.
It would have been a better option. I'm okay. Let's put it this way: I'm okay with the way it went. It would have been better.
Yeah, I am.
It doesn't detract from the film at all.
No.
But it would have been nice today. Like
I think I don't know, but I do understand what you mean by that because you are right. It's the ending's incredibly poignant. I have to agree.
Yeah, I think it gives it more of a.
But that's me. I'm an old sort of romance.
No, that's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
It would have been that, but after everything he went through, but he did get her back, and he did.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed. You felt that sacrifice because that child was the future of its race.
That's it.
That sacrifice he made.
The beginning of the next era because of what he's done.
Yeah, and it was a human. It was a human.
Yeah, I was going to say a human actually
sacrificed itself.
An AI. The whole opposite of the.
Yeah, so the kid will be benevolent. It won't be evil.
No, and it will
that
actually
moment will define it.
Yeah, the humans and the AI will learn to coexist. I loved it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just think it was
awesome.
Absolutely fucking film. It was just brilliant. I loved it. So I suppose at this point, it's time to rate it, matey. So I'm going to let you rate it this week first.
I'm going to give it a 10. No messing about.
Guess what I'm going to give it?
A 10.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 10. Yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah,
sorry. I don't give 10s very often, but it's the best film in the years.
No, we don't. We don't. I think we've got up to a 9. But
I don't know.
But
I know. I mean, after 4 years of hosting this and what was it, 166 episodes, I don't think I'm ever going to 10. It was that good. I'm sorry. I don't care.
Yeah.
And if someone might say, "Oh, it wasn't as good as that," or it might have been an 8, I don't care. Good for you. That's
I think you had the perfect words for it when you said.
What's that?
I found the film very poignant.
Yeah, I did.
I think that's perfect, and that suits what that film is.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, really pleased they made it. It should be bigger than Oppenheimer, Barbie, anything. It should have been the biggest film.
Oh yeah, it should have been. But I think that film is going to find.
I think it's going to go up. It's
on digital and Blu-ray, and it's going to find.
It is going to. It has to, because a lot of people, they do look at us YouTubers and they do look at people's opinions, reviews, and stuff like that. And I'm not going to say that we're going to make the film a resounding success from our little review, but just check it out, people. It's really, really good. It's just the right mix. It's got the right pacing. It's got the right length. It's got the right science fiction ideas. I love it. So I'm going to
say that the CGI in it was just fantastic.
I love the CGI.
I love that tank. You know that tank, that big.
What, the one that plows over with all the AI?
Yeah. It was like one of the. It was just this crazy tank the size of a gun. I was like, what the bloody hell is that?
Yeah, I know.
You know, but fantastic.
Well, yeah, that was really
nice
good.
To see that people that type of thing can be created.
That to me was a film, and again, because I know it's because it was directed by the same guy, which also had a downbeat ending, but it was clever. It was Rogue One, But I know that I would have come out of that cinema if I'd have seen that, and I would have thought, oh my god. I know I'm being a bit overly sentimental about it, but I was really
Fair.
about it.
Just an idea before we go.
So,
I think, should we do a top 5 for this year?
we could do it as like a segment for our last episode of the
Yeah,
year.
yeah, just for the last episode
What
of
we
the
could
year.
do,
We could put a poll out.
I could do.
And
Yeah.
think
I
of
tell you
5
what,
things.
I've got an idea. I tell you what we could do. We could do polls on our own separate YouTube channels, and we could choose 5 of our own favourite. It doesn't have to be the same. 5 things
Like
we've
it.
seen this year, which we like, and ask people on the poll which of those do they like the best. And then
What about if one of us does 5 bad things this year
5
and
bad?
5 good things?
Yeah, we could do. We could. And then
Well,
we can look.
shall we discuss this next week? Then?
Let's think about it, and we'll work it out as we get. a bit
Yeah,
closer.
okay. I
But,
just think it'd be interesting to see what people rate as the best thing this year.
Because I did the poll for the Halloween films.
Yes, you did, and it was the fog. I was very surprised.
And it beat The Mist and it beat Poltergeist, so I was quite surprised about that.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think we should do some more polls. It's good to get people's perspectives and opinions.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's work it out next week. If you've got any ideas, just text me. Yeah.
All right, Martin. But that was a really good review. Thank you so much. Next
Brilliant.
week we're going to be reviewing Inner Space because we were going to do it this week, but now we've obviously seen Creator, which I don't think Inner Space will be quite as high as the rating that we got for this week, but it's still a good movie, a good classic comedy sci-fi movie, and it's well worth review. So, Martin, thank you very much. We'll see you next week on the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast.
Live long and prosper.